Burnout. Not only is it on the rise, it's practically become our new normal. Almost half of South African employees have now experienced burnout symptoms. And that's why, as a leader, it's so important to spot burnout early. Because that way, not only are you helping the person, but you're potentially protecting your whole team from the ripple effects. So here are some of the signs to look for. Firstly, constant exhaustion and more sick days than usual. Secondly, emotionally, is someone showing signs of irritability, moodiness, hopelessness? Third, in terms of performance, you're going to start seeing things like missed deadlines, more mistakes than usual. And then with remote workers, you want to start looking for changes in online behavior. Like, does someone have their camera off all the time? Are they less engaged in online meetings? Also important to know that if you are spotting these symptoms, as a leader, it's not your role to be a counsellor, but someone does need to feel safe enough to have a conversation with you, and they should then be directed to resources, whether internally or to a therapist or to a doctor. Consider offering time off if that's an option. But it's important to know that a week of work is not going to cure burnout. You see, if someone comes back to the same environment that caused them to burn out in the first place, that's not going to solve the problem. The World Health Organization defines burnout as the result of prolonged workplace stress that hasn't been successfully managed. So we're not talking here about more self-care or more time off work. I really love the Desmond Tutu quote, and he says, at some point, we need to stop just pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they're falling in. So leaders, this is on us. We can give people well-being resources, but ultimately, we're not going to prevent burnout if the workplace itself is pushing people to the edge. And since overwork is the biggest cause of burnout, that's where we need to start. Firstly, workload. Regularly check in on your team's capacity. Secondly, you set the pace. So take breaks yourself and make recharging a norm in your team during the workday. And third, meetings. Be ruthless. Shorten meeting times and give your team more breathing space. Ultimately, this is about human sustainability. And I believe that the only way we're going to change things is by moving from just managing burnout to actually changing the way we think about work.